Joel grows vegetables, but he has problems with the pests and he gets a low price at the market. So I brought him an expert from Home Veg to give him some advice. Home Veg buys vegetables from farmers for export. They can help farmers like Joel grow and market their vegetables so they get the best price. To get this help, Joel needs to join Home Veg Farmers Group and be able to grow the vegetables that Home Veg needs for their export market.
As Home Veg Company, we have a program where our farm officer visits the farmers who have enrolled with us and have contracts with us. We program them to know when to plant, and we recognize their produce and buy as a company. So every week we have a program of visiting the farmer in his farm and we give them advice.
Does your company get into contact with individual farmers, or you only listen to and deal with farmer groups only?
There are many benefits when you are in a farmer group. The first thing we do is to ensure that each farmer does not go into huge expenses in production, but still get good quality products needed by the markets where we sell. Secondly, we build capacity of the farmers to be able to get farm inputs in their own in a way that reduces their costs, unlike when every farmer is going to buy their own and ending up buying the wrong chemicals that do not eradicate the insects in their farm, with disastrous results. These are the two main things that make us encourage farmers to be in groups for them to benefit in many similar issues. But we also enter into contracts with individual farmers. The only condition is that he or she must be able to abide by our experts' instructions.
So what kind of variety would you advise him to plant in terms of vegetables?
The first thing I would like to advise you on is that if you have a plot where you can grow vegetables with enough water and is fertile, you can also convince the farmers around you to join your project. My advice to you is to encourage you to grow green beans. It is very profitable.
Home Veg can get top prices for their farmers by selling vegetables to export markets. But to do this, it's very important for Joel's vegetables to meet strict export standards. Home Veg has technical teams who make sure that all their members follow the rules, so their vegetables meet the right standards for export. Joel has had problems in the past when he's been growing alone, mainly with pests. Have you ever planted vegetables before?
I didn't succeed because of the insects.
What insects are these that are bothering you? These insects here, and are still there, are called whitefly. Here everyone has his plot, some have, some up to an acre, but we plant our own plots and at our own time. And on these whiteflies, there's a liquid, Sierra liquid soap, that is very good. It works well, though controlling whiteflies 100% is not easy. After all, they have to live with us here on earth and not in heaven. So what we are doing is to control them and to minimize the percentage of damage so that you don't lose totally. You see, that's the problem when each person is growing his own crops and not caring to know where you will get the market and at how much. And at the end of the day, you don't even get a chance to control the insects. You should have joined up as a group and plan on who grows what and at what time and who follows. You can then get into a system as a group that will guide you on how to sell your produce depending on the market demand.
This is how it works. The farmers group meet to decide on using a common store where they can keep their seeds, fertilizers and pesticides. This way, the farmers can be sure that they're getting the best inputs.
Export vegetables have tight limits on the amount of chemicals they can have. Too many chemicals mean that the crop gets rejected and the farmers don't get paid. You can only use the chemicals that are approved by the buyer and the exporter. Make sure that you use the right amount of chemical and that you leave the right post-harvest interval before harvesting the crop. Because of these rules on pesticide residues, trained sprayers are used to ensure the crops get the correct doses. The farmers can also reduce the amount of chemicals he uses by using biological controls like sticky traps. Blue traps control thrips, and yellow traps control whiteflies and aphids. The Home Veg team controls all aspects of the harvest to make sure farmers get the best quality. Fruit and vegetables are packed in crates and kept in the shade. They are graded according to size and kept in an air-conditioned cold store. And if they don't have electricity, farmers can build charcoal cold stores. The walls, kept wet by trickling water, helps to lower the temperature inside by up to 15 degrees. This stops the vegetables drying out, reduces weight loss, and increases shelf life. Charcoal coolers can also be used to store potatoes, cabbages, carrots, and other vegetables. With all the help that Home Veg can give Joel and the good prices he can get, he is ready to join one of their groups and start growing French beans.